Specialist police detectives from the Wigan Challenger Team received several packs containing thousands of anonymous and once-encrypted messages. It was their job to go through these messages and identify who was behind the anonymous handles Goldflake, Apetoast, Unrealcafe, wordyjay, and impulsivehound. Following a meticulous investigation, these men appeared at Bolton Crown Court and were sentenced to 40 years. Christopher Dean pleaded guilty to conspiracy to supply cocaine. He was sentenced to 12 years and 9 months. Paul Connelly pleaded guilty to conspiracy to supply cocaine, possession of cocaine with intent to supply, and possession of criminal property. He was sentenced to 12 years and 9 months. Christopher Boylan pleaded guilty to conspiracy to supply cocaine and possession of criminal property. He was sentenced to 11 years and 3 months. Cameron Ruddy pleaded guilty to conspiracy to supply cocaine. He was sentenced to 6 years. Believing these secure mobile devices offered them full anonymity, these men acted with impunity, openly discussing the transfer of cash and illicit commodity. However, they also shared personal and private details on these chats, including flight details and information about their girlfriends, of which helped detectives piece together the information and identify who was behind these usernames. At the time of the conspiracy, Boylan ran a skip hire based in Walgate in Wigan, and Dean and Connelly were working for a fencing company operating the same yard. This location was used as a base on several occasions for meetings and exchanges of large amounts of drugs, and the skip wagons were used to transport hundreds of thousands of pounds in cash. The money was hidden in shoeboxes and sent abroad. Messages from Boylan to his co-conspirators showed him boasting that this method of transport would not rouse suspicion of the police. As the investigation developed, it became clear that each of the men had a role to play in the conspiracy. Dean and Connelly worked side by side to buy and sell drugs on a commercial scale. Dean directed the buying and selling, but preferred to keep his distance from the cocaine and the EncroChat system, while Connelly organised the daily business with customers collectively. They had substantial links to and influence on others low down the chain and were financially rewarded for their role, owing to their seniority in the hierarchy. They had close links to the original source of the drugs. They also used their shared business premises as a cover for their criminal activities, having cash and drugs pass through the site without raising suspicion to those nearby. Christopher Dean did not use an EncroChat phone to conduct business, rather openly discussed deals on his conventional phone. Throughout the conspiracy period, he is seen to be directing the buying and selling of cocaine and other drugs through Connelly. Paul Connelly was attributed to the handle wordyjay, with his messages depicting his involvement of drugs exchanges to users. He also, believing this platform to be secure, shared personal details including his age and the birth and weight of his daughter. All of these factors helped police piece together who was hiding behind these anonymous handles, conducting their illicit business. Christopher Boylan was identified as a key player who also organised the buying and selling of drugs. He would order up to 5 kilograms of cocaine at a time, and he had access to safe houses and used his legitimate skipyard business as a cover to receive deliveries of drugs. He was attributed to the handle impulsivehound for several reasons. Again, he divulged details about his personal relationship, his personal skip business, and his Snapchat account, which was linked to his personal email, all of which led detectives straight to Boylan. Ruddy acted as an assistant. He would process orders of drugs and cash and store commodities ready for onward supply. He provided testers to prospective buyers on behalf of his associate in Dubai, to the likes of Bolton. On one occasion, Ruddy took part in arrangements for and receipt of 15 kilos of cocaine, estimated to cost well over £500,000 at street sale value, which was to be distributed into Lancashire. He provided his vehicle registration and a postcode close to his home address to meet up with the courier by EncroChat. The vehicle was registered to him at the time. Cameron Ruddy was attributed to two handles, apetoast and unrealcafe. Detectives revealed Ruddy was behind these usernames, as he sent his personal Snapchat account as an identifier, and several people sent him messages using his well-known nicknames. On the 19th of May 2022, police executed 10 warrants at addresses connected to this investigation, and 10 individuals were arrested from across the addresses. Police seized large volumes of cocaine, ketamine, ecstasy, MDMA, drugs paraphernalia, luxury items like designer clothing, watches and jewellery, burner phones, debtor lists and around 40k cash. Detective Inspector Carla Deaton from the Wigan district said on the surface this appeared to be a sophisticated operation. For a period of time, they were able to orchestrate the sale and transfer of large volumes of cash and drugs across the northwest, while Connelly was overseas in Dubai. However, these men got too comfortable with their encrypted phones. By sharing their personal details with one another, they essentially led us to their doors and helped us build a strong case, enough to put them behind bars for a long time. She added the extent of their criminality should not be underestimated. They were making vast profits from this trade. They all owned luxury cars, clothes, jewellery, and had cash lying around their houses. Dean had also done extensive renovations to his property, which we estimate to be worth over 100,000. All of this money was earned at the expense of the community and vulnerable people and drug users. Please like this video, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.